Hey, what's up, everyone? Krazie316 mentioned me. Pretty much, he didn't say my name. One of his last videos, and what he used was that when I said about him, like, he doesn't curse. I don't trust people who don't curse, and I really do not. I really think people who do not, you know, say any kind of bad words, are really, I don't know, it's just weird. To me, it's creepy. Now, I will give Krazie this. He did say whore. He did use the word whore, which a lot of people say that's a bad word. But the thing is, like him saying bullcrap, okay, he pretty much like badmouthed me for that. It's like, well, here's the thing. To me, he talks like a kid. If you talk like a kid, a lot of times you're going to most likely think like a kid. And if you think like a kid, you really don't look at the world in a very good way. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you probably don't have a really grown-up view of the world. And Krazie, you don't. You have a very narrow, black and white vision of the world. No, it should be like this. There's no in-between. There's no kind of compromise. Like saying you're against gay marriage, But, in the way you and your cousin act and talk, it's so ridiculous. Like, that video where you two were laughing at Coughlin, when your cousin, Fool for a Lifetime, said, "Are you sure you're not an onion? Because you're making me cry." I felt so embarrassed for him that I was embarrassed myself. Because that is one of the most retarded, stupid fucking lines I've ever heard. He really said that. And you kept it in. That's the thing I don't get. But Krazie, the whole thing is, why do you have any kind of name here on YouTube? It's because of the whole anti-gay thing, which I still don't understand. And I know you're going to try to pick apart every little fucking thing I say, just like you always do to everyone. But the thing is, Krazie, you are bigoted. You say, yes, I had gay friends growing up. You went on tour with them. You played drums with them, and you hung out with them. That's fine and dandy, but the thing is, I have known racist people, friends of mine, who were racist, but they had black friends. Does that mean anything? No. I mean, they're still racist, but they happen to have black friends. You say you're against the lifestyle. Why? Why do you even give a shit? Just like if you knew someone who was, like, smoking pot. That's part of their lifestyle. Especially if they do it as much as some of the people I've known in the past. Why do you care? Why does it mean anything to you? Just like gays, like you say, well, we're going to destroy marriage by letting gays get married. Here's the thing, dude. I'm sorry, but marriage is already destroyed. It is. When people, like pop stars, can get married for 48 hours and then just get it annulled, okay, marriage is pretty much done. I'm sorry. And look how many people choose not to get married because they think it's stupid, like, oh, it's just some piece of paper that says we love each other. No, I'm married, so I'm not going to say shit. I'm not going to say, marriage is stupid. I don't think it is. But I also don't think it should just be reserved for one group of people, because to me, there's something called separate but equal. Here's an example. Like when you say, you brought up points like, is it discrimination? Making comparisons to gay marriage. Is it discrimination that women have their own bathrooms? No, because they have something else. Because men have something else. And, maybe that's not the greatest example, but one thing you can say is, I actually tried to be a cop. And part of the testing, the physical test, which you took after the written portion, there was like a list, like a chart of like your age and sex and like how long you had to run and how the amount of time, how many sit-ups you had to do in the amount of time, and how many push-ups you had to do. There was a woman who, I think she said she was like 32, that was in like the same group as me when we were taking our test. She didn't have to do as much as me. She didn't have to run as much or as fast. She didn't have to do as many push-ups or sit-ups. And then there was an older black guy who, I think he was like 40. He didn't have to do as much as me. Is that discrimination? No. Should it be equal? It is. I mean, you have to make adjustments to things. That's it. You really have to make an adjustment for other people. Just like blacks marrying whites. It was something that was really frowned upon. You couldn't do it back in the day. But then people realize, okay, that's stupid. Who cares? If a white woman wants to marry a black guy, or a black guy, a black woman wants to marry a white guy, what does it matter? It doesn't matter. Why do you care? Oh, and the funny thing about you is, I got into it with you, and I said, it's your religion. You said, oh, I've never mentioned religion. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I was reading other comments that you had posted to people, and they asked, like, well, how is this going to affect you? And you actually said it's going to affect their faith. So I was right. It's your religion. You know, I don't see how it's going to affect your faith. I don't see how it's going to affect you at all. You know, I didn't realize that if gays got married, that every guy in the country is going to fucking get a husband, and every woman's going to get a wife. I wasn't aware of this. There's been no meetings lately. So yeah, I don't see where you're coming from. I don't even see why you even care. I really don't. If you don't like gay marriage, that's fine on a personal level, but you don't have to act like you're not a bigot. Because if I said I'm against whites marrying blacks, then that makes me a racist. I'm sorry, but it does. There you go. So anyway, Krazie. Yeah, I just don't see where you're coming from. And I really do not understand your worldview whatsoever. Let me check something real quick. Alright, I just want to check my time, make sure to see how I'm doing. The last thing I want to address to you, Krazie, is this whole notion that you keep putting out there. That people like me, we atheist liberals, have no morals. And that's getting on my fucking nerves because the thing is, everyone has fucking morals. I'm sorry, but because we don't fit with yours? That makes you a fucking asshole, you know that? It really does. That makes you a fucking bad person, especially since you follow a book where your God wiped out the entire planet except for a handful of people. Killed everything. Huh? He didn't give a shit about any animal or other people. And if he knew if God knows everything, he would have known they would have become bad people. Right? Then why create them in the first fucking place? Why? So you can laugh at that, and then why you had to like sacrifice things in the Old Testament, and you know why it's okay to kill these people or those people because of something they did. Like if a woman in Deuteronomy, it says, you know, if a woman is raped in the city, if she doesn't yell out for help, then you put them both to death because him, you know, for fucking a woman, for raping a woman, and her because she didn't scream for help. Rape is not about sexual pleasure usually, it's more about power, and a lot of rapists will threaten you with violence. They say, you say anything, I will kill you. How is that good? That's not good. Your morals come from this. Mine don't come from that. Mine come from my empathy. I don't want to hurt anyone because I don't want people to hurt me. You know, I don't want to hurt animals because I don't feel right doing it. Because we are more advanced than they are. So Krazie, you need to get off this whole morality shit because you have proven yourself to not have very many morals. Maybe you are on certain things, but you're not on others. And it's most of the videos that you make talking about your points, those are the ones I'm referring to where you really don't have any morals. You really don't give a shit about other people. You care about you. You care about your fucking faith. You care about your feelings and the way you think. That's it. Doesn't matter how someone else thinks because you don't agree with their lifestyle. Get over it. I don't agree with a lot of people's lifestyles, and some of those people I call friends. I get over it because it doesn't affect me. So anyway, Krazie, whatever. I'm just really tired of you, and I think everyone else is too.